You are valuable. You do have purpose. You are not what they said you were. Prosperity will find you. You are successful. You are beautiful. Your past does not define you. The moment you decide to look outside of yourself for value is the moment you give your rights away to be authentically you. Your value is not in what your mother thinks of you, what your father thinks of you, what your family and friends think of you. Your value is what you think of yourself. That is the secret to authentically loving and being you. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in to Soul Food with Sadie. I'm so happy to have you here for another episode of Rediscovering Resilience. I'm so happy to have this guest on the show with you guys today. She's going to bring so much information that's really going to help you to rediscover your resilience. So I have Miss Sophie Zo with Next Level Business Support, and she knows all about herself. So I'm going to have her introduce herself to you guys today. Hi, Sophie. Thank you for being a guest on the show.
Morning, Sadie. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. I am Sophie Zolman in Nashville, Tennessee. I am the owner and CEO of Sophie Zo Next Level Business Support. I am a digital marketing expert, best-selling author, speaker, 80s pop Stevie Nicks, witchy woo-woo woman, Harry Potter nerd, poker player, and beach lover. And I am excited to be here to share resilience with you because let me tell you, I have been through it.
Yes. So we're going to start off with a question. And my question to you is, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced when building your digital marketing business? And how did Resilient help push you to building that business?
So my biggest challenge was building a digital marketing virtual. It was kind of a jack of all trades company to start. I grew it for 10 years. In 2018, I finally found that opportunity to hit the six-figure mark. I'd been trying for 10 years. I finally hit it, or so I thought. And I took this opportunity. I went exclusive with a client. A year later, they let me go. I lost it all. That was my biggest challenge. I mean, I've gone through lots of things in that first 10 years, but nothing that big. That was the biggest pivotal moment in my business in the beginning of 2019. And thankfully, right before they let me go, I had figured out that the opportunity wasn't as great as I thought it was. And from the standpoint of it was six figures and that's all it was going to be. And I wanted more. Yeah. I wanted to make more revenue. I wanted to have more money for the family, for the bills, to help up, my husband and I grow our wealth, those kinds of things. And I knew this particular exclusive deal was not going to be it. So right before I was let go, I created a digital marketing agency and put that together and had just soft launched it when they let me go. So thankfully I had a backup plan, but even better, I had my husband backing me up and I had a coach and mentor at the time. They helped me discover how resilient I am, how strong I am, and how I have everything in my personal possession, so to speak, to succeed again, to do it again, if I want to. I mean, my husband looked at me that day and he literally said, good. And I was like, excuse me, how is it good that I just lost my only client and I have basically lost my business? And he's like, you needed to be gone from them. It was not a good opportunity for you. It was stressing you out. It wasn't worth what you were going through to have that opportunity. He goes, it's good. It's gone. He goes, and now let's look at your stuff. And if you want to go forward, let's figure out how much money you need to start again for 6 months to relaunch your business, to do whatever you want with your business, because he had the faith and confidence in me that I didn't have in that moment. I was lost. I thought I had, lost it all. And that was the first step of finding my resilience and finding my strength to go again. The other part was my coach. I had just purchased a VIP day with the coach I had at the time. And so when I got to go see him a couple months later to use that VIP day to rebuild his business, he said something so pivotal to me that changed everything, because mindset is so important here.
Oh, yes.
If you are if you are lost in the I lost it all, I'm a failure, I suck kind of mindset, you can't start again and be successful. So I was in person with my coach and his team, and he looked me in the eye like my husband did and said, I'm going to flip your mind here. You have everything you need to succeed. And you outgrew them. You needed this because you were no longer compatible with them. And this is why this happened. You are ready to do whatever you want with all the experience you've gained, and you do have everything you need to succeed. And that flipped that switch in my mind and in my brain even further to know, I got this. I can do this. In fact, I can do whatever I want this time.
Yes.
I can make this business anything I want it to be. And I did exactly that for those that was, in 2019, it's now 2024. Yeah. Almost 6 years later, I have the best business ever, the best team supporting me ever. I am making more money than I did before. And I actually love what I do. And I have I have the lifestyle I want to go with it. I am not hustle grinding and working my butt off and killing myself, because I did fall into that trap after all this happened. Yeah. So a few years later, I hit that wall again with a really bad case of COVID, and I had to find my resilience yet again. And in both of those moments, it really hit me that I needed to be listening to more than my brain, more than the analytical, practical side of things, because in both situations, my intuition and my gut were screaming at me saying, no, don't do this. Slow down, wait, think about it. And I didn't listen. And so both times I fell flat on my face because I was doing the brainiac, analytical, practical data research thing and what other people were saying. I wasn't going with my heart and soul. Yeah. And when I woke up from that bout of COVID, everything changed. And it became all about ease and grace, time and space.
That's really good. So what I took from that is like a support system is very important when it comes to rediscovering your resilience and also implementing the resilience that you have into these obstacles that happen in life, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. A support system is crucial because, you cannot do it alone. And so many of us women entrepreneurs especially think we have to, because we have to show the world we're tough, we're badass, and we can do this. And we don't need anybody. We're going to show you we can do this all by ourselves. And that is so detrimental to our resilience, to our success, to our ability to have a good life and a good business, because we get lost in that kind of mentality, and it is so detrimental to everything. And it cuts off your resilience. It cuts off your true badassery. Yeah. Because you don't have the support system to support you in your strength, your confidence, your resilience to make it happen, to do it and do it well and enjoyably. Because if you're not doing something you're having fun doing and enjoying, why are you doing it? That is another resilience killer.
Why are you doing it? You have to do something that you're passionate about as well, so that when you do have those moments that you hit the brick wall, that passion will rise up in you, and that will help you to continue doing that thing. How do you stay motivated to maintain this resilience in the fast-paced world of digital marketing?
I have always made sure I am surrounded by people who support me. My husband, of course, my family. And I always make sure I have a coach or mentor and various mastermind groups. I have figured out in all this time and there's a difference between a mastermind group and a networking group. Networking groups are great, but they don't provide the same kind of support that a mastermind does, because the mastermind is there to hang out with people who are where you want to be, to learn from experts through communing with them in masterminds, brainstorming sessions, all the different things that you do in a mastermind as opposed to a networking group. And then, of course, having a coach and mentor by your side to help you see the things you can't see, because we all get tunnel vision in our business.
Those blind spots.
We go down this road and we are just like, this is where we're going. And we don't see the opportunity over here or the opportunity over there. And our coaches and mentors and other support system people go, hey, wait a minute, slow down. Look, this is an opportunity over here. Don't miss out because you're so set on this one thing here. You've got to expand your horizons and be open to all things. And that's also where your intuition comes into play, your spiritual practice, whatever that is, and, meditation and taking time to be silent and sit. And even if you're not a meditator, but just sitting in silence first thing in the morning, before you go to bed, and letting everything just peel off of you, let it just flush out and be let go and let the peace and quiet speak to you. Yeah. That's a very, very important thing to do. And then, of course, self-care. Self-care is not selfish.
Yeah, it's not.
It is selfless.
Yes.
Because if you're not taking care of yourself first and foremost in the ways that feed your body, mind, heart, and soul, you cannot be functional in your business, in your life, with your significant other, your family, whatever it is. You have to put yourself first.
You have to. Wow.
Because if you don't, nothing else will go well and everything else will suffer. And so will you.
And you're not being authentic if you're not putting yourself first. Let's just be honest. If you keep suppressing who you are and your self-care, how authentic are you being to the people that you serve?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How authentic are you being to the people? And they need you at full capacity. You can't just pour, and you have nothing left for yourself and then continue to pour, because what are you pouring? Nothing of value or substance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a part of, the whole body, mind, heart, and soul practice of being in business and being present in life, because all of that feeds you. All of that energizes you, and all of that can keep you going through the good and the bad. It feeds your resilience. It keeps you strong and confident and going, and it allows that resilience to be ready to go when you need it. Because if you have drained yourself dry by pouring into everything else and something happens to you, to your business, you have nothing left to give to be able to bounce back and recover.
Nothing left to give. And that's not a good place to be. So I want you guys to really understand that she's talking about self-care, not just pampering yourself, because a lot of people get those intertwined. Pampering yourself is okay as well, but that self-care, it incorporates the mind, body, and soul. A lot of times pampering ourselves is just our nails, our hair done, our lashes done, those external things. But what you're talking about is those internal things, those things that's going to give you that rest and recharge that you need in order to serve the people that you are meant to serve. What strategies do you have for an individual that's listened to this and they really want to learn how to bounce back from these setbacks that happen in our life or in the industry that we're in?
So the first and foremost thing is it's okay to fail. Failure is going to happen, whatever that looks like. Bumps in the road happen. Things are going to happen. There is no 100% path to glory that's all unicorns, rainbows, and sunshine. Not going to happen. Accept the reality that things happen. Then be ready for it in the sense of you can do anything if you put your mind to it, if you keep yourself in as positive a mindset as possible. And I'm not talking about sitting on the couch going, everything's okay, everything's okay, I'm going to bury it, I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to get mad. Because actually the very first step to a setback is to give yourself time to explode, so to speak, to be mad, to cry, to cuss, to yell, to rant, to throw rocks, to beat up a pillow, whatever it takes to get it out. Give yourself that time to mourn, to grieve, to whatever it is, to get that out. And then, 24, 48 hours later, it's time to get up, dust yourself off and say, okay, what can I learn from the situation? What can I do differently? How can I change this to try again to see if this new thing will work or if I can fix it, whatever the case is, because every downfall, every failure, every problem has a solution. It has a lesson in it, and it has a way for you to learn from it to move forward in a positive direction to get different results, better results, whatever the case may be.
Exactly. Those were some good strategies. Thank you so much. So Soul Food with Sadie is all about planting seeds in the lives of those that we touch, right? And sometimes we can plant those seeds by just a word of encouragement, just a quote or whatever that is. So my question to you today is, what seed would you like to leave with the listeners of the show?
I would love to reiterate something I said early in the show. You are not alone, and you don't have to do it alone. Get the support you need to be able to get through anything and everything, whether it's business, life, or both, because they all go together. It all meshes together. And be sure you take a body, mind, heart, and soul approach to everything you do.
That is so good. So, how can someone get a hold of you, and who exactly do you service with your digital marketing business?
So we love working with health and wellness practitioners, especially in the holistic naturopathic space. We like to work with what I call holistic business coaches and consultants, the ones that have the body, mind, soul approach to business coaching, and then service providers, because they really need that oomph to get out there and get their visibility and get their lead generation going through digital marketing. Those are our three favorite avatars to work with. And then you can find me at sophiezo.com, my website. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, and YouTube as Sophie Zo, the Sophie Zo, and sometimes my full name, Sophie Zolman. And you can go on any of those areas to find more about me. And I know you're going to have links in the show notes. That's going to have even more things. My 2 books. It's going to have my podcast, Building Your Empire with Sophie Zo. It's going to have all the information of where you can find me and learn more about me and us and what we do.
Yes, and all of our information will be in the show notes. Thank you so much, Sophie Zo, for your time on the show. Is there anything else you would like to give to the audience?
Well, I definitely would love to share my 10-step marketing strategy checklist with them. And that is simply going to sophiezo.com/checklist. And that is a great way to get started on your marketing strategy, to see what you have going, not going, what's working, what's not. So you can see what you need to change in your marketing, what you need to do to get yourself out there stronger and more successfully and get results from your marketing.
And that information will be in the show notes as well. Make sure you take advantage of those strategies. And if you are one of her avatars, make sure you reach out to her so your business can go to the next level and hopefully generate that 6 figures that she talked about. So thank you so much again, Sophie Zo, and I'm glad that you were a guest on the show.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
I am thankful for health in my body, peace in my mind, ears to hear and eyes to see. I am thankful for hands to write, legs and feet to stand, and wisdom to understand the gems that were given unto me today. I am thankful that I can create a strategy that I can implement into my life. I am thankful I am divinely created for such a time as this. I will be thankful for the small things, because the small things are only preparing me for the bigger things that are coming into my life.